Okay, on this video we're going to show how we would upconvert a non-intelligent P&ID that was drawn with CADWorx Plant into an intelligent P&ID with a live database such that it would work in Edge 360 and have full functionality. So Kelly, if you would, let's take a look at that.
Okay, here's your P&ID that was drawn with CADWorx but is not intelligent. I've already mapped the config file to a live database. And here we're just going to insert this drawing into a database.
So when we insert this into a database, this drawing essentially it's going through right now and looking at all the different graphics that are on this, I guess, and then inserting rows into the database. That's why it's taken so long, I suppose. Yes, it's going to go through, and if it finds certain types of components that were drawn with CADWorx, it's actually going to add those rows into a database. Okay. Does it, will we have to go and associate the valves with each line, or does it know that? No, we would have to actually go and associate each valve with a line. Okay. And I guess then link arrows going from one page to another, we'd need to link those as well too. Right? Yes, because we're actually going to have to actually essentially put the line numbers into the lines, because they were drawn with CADWorx, but they the line number information doesn't pull over when it's being inserted into a database. That makes sense, because you can't have intelligent line numbers in a non-intelligent P&ID, right? Right. We actually have to put those in manually. Okay. But the fact that it was drawn with CADWorx, it's a pretty quick and efficient process. Okay, well, this is a somewhat busy P&ID. You know, roughly, is this, you know, a matter of a half hour or so, 2 hours to take and fully get everything up to speed with this, or? A P&ID on this screen, looking at the fact that it does have current tags, and it looks to see that most of the lines were drawn with the CADWorx P&ID. I would say this process should take less than an hour to actually get it into a database and have most of your engineered components on a line. Okay, that's not bad. I wonder if I could pull it up and show you that right now. It was essentially an empty database, and we'll see what it looks like after it's done converting it into the database. Okay, so now this drawing has been converted into our current database. And I can see this was drawn with CADWorx. You actually can see by clicking here and highlighting, you actually have one line. And now you can see our database was empty, and these are all line segments that were brought into the database when we went through converting it into the database. Okay. So it's pretty much empty as far as information, but it's all got rows in the database ready to be populated. Yes. So we just did one line. We could do one line real quick right now and just say this is the 4-inch line number. I'm just going to add a number to it. So and then I guess I would want to go and blow out all of those tags and retag them with intelligent tags. And you don't have to do that right now, but that would be part of the cleanup process. Yes. Okay. So now I could find that line in our database. So now you have, here's one line number, essentially with one line number, with a intelligent line in the database, and we would just use the CADWorx tool to tag that line number. Okay. And then I guess we would need to go through and touch all the valves and say combine lines so that they got added to that process line. Right. So just to add this valve to this process line to associate with it, we just use the combine line, and you could essentially window select and do multiple valves at one time. Okay. So it just associated those valves with this line number. Okay. So now if I run a report, those valves will all show up as being on that line. Yeah, they would all show up as being on that 4-inch line number. All right. Equipment, does that happen to be show up correctly? I guess if it was drawn with CADWorx, maybe? Yes. Now these pieces of equipment were actually drawn, looks like, with just text. Okay. And with lines, but that we could easily say, go in there and we could add X data by accessory, add X data, and we're going to call it a vessel, and select your objects. And what it did right there is it went and added one vessel to our database, and this is just a map of Okay, so this is a mapping deal just like we did on valves in the other video.
Right, just mapping information.
Okay.
So essentially now, if I clicked on this, you now have one vessel row in the database.
Okay, great. All right, well that's pretty good. Thank you for your help, and appreciate all of you for watching. Thanks, bye.